Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing? Love the way you look in the mirror and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in again today to Food School podcast to learn again how to eat better. And today, no doubt, I will teach you something really useful, how to measure your food amount, your food portions in different life situations, because it's proven by a lot of nutritionists, a lot of healthy eaters, a lot of nutrition coaches that managing the amount of food you eat, any kind of food you eat, is probably the most important skill that all of us need to master if you want to eat healthy, to look better, to perform better mentally and physically, to live longer. Because overeating of no matter what is not gonna bring us the best health or performance results. So that's is going to come at the end of today's episode, so stay tuned. Right now, I want to share with you my excitement of finishing a book, What to Eat by Marion Nestle. And the book has been out for a while. Marion Nestle is one of the most known food activist, nutritionist, professor in New York University, professor of nutrition. She's a food advocate. She's on a mission to help us healthy eaters or people interested in eating healthier foods to make better food choices. And also she does a lot to bring to justice food companies and governments that guard or guide our food companies to provide better foods to all of us. So I've wanted to read this book, What to Eat, for a while, and now I finally got to reading it as I'm getting more and more interested in food politics, in the design of our food supply around the world, in US, in different countries, and how each of us, by making better choices, can consciously design the way our future food system will operate. Because in my mind, and I believe that in yours too, as a listener of Food School podcast, food should be something that we enjoy and that also brings us health, vitality, energy, longevity to the best of the ability of people providing that food, right? Food companies, in my opinion, should have the responsibility of providing the best foods and by the best, I mean the foods that provide the most value to us as a consumer. And as foods impact our health so much, we all eat food several times a day. Our body is built from the foods we consume. Food companies should be responsible for their short-term health effects, for their long-term health effects that their products create. And, for me, it's always such a I don't know, a pain point when I see all these sugary products, all these junk foods, and companies tell us, well, it's your responsibility to make better choices. But why on earth are you allowed to produce foods that are proven and known by everyone to decrease the amount of health we have? And also, we all know that humans are super bad at moderation and making good food choices when food is available. So it's like a health provider would give you some treatment that will feel amazing at the moment, but then long term will make you sick. Like the same thing food companies do. And I believe that anyone who deals with any aspect of human health should be responsible for the effects they produce. So this book, What to Eat by Marion Nestle, category by category, the author Marion, she analyzes different food categories, different food products, and also health claims related to them. So fish, meat, dairy, eggs, baby formulas, coffees and tea, cooked food in your supermarket or deli department of any health food store or any store, food prepared in restaurants. The book goes into details on the research that is available on different health claims of different food categories, like, for example, omega-3 in fatty fish, or calcium in dairy, or antioxidants in certain fruits and vegetables, or certain vitamin and mineral. The book goes in detail about like what is truth about those studies, and most of it, guys, is just hype designed to sell you stuff. And it's good when somebody like an avocado grower sponsors some studies that tell us that avocados are good for us, because avocados are good for us, but they're not superfoods, and there are tons of other vegetables that can bring us health, and nobody will die if they don't eat avocados, right? So the book goes into details about all these different studies that trying to promote certain foods, but also the book gives you a guide about the safety of certain foods, like why you should really, really care where your food comes from. And that when they say that a lot of fish is contaminated with mercury, methyl mercury, that basically can really compromise your nervous system, how your brain works, it can bring a lot of health hazards. So you should be consuming fish that is wild, that has the least contaminants, and that is, for example, fish that eat seaweed instead of other fish. So basically, not the fish like tuna that hunts other fish. Salmon also actually eats other fish. So the smaller the fish, the better. But also it matters a lot where that fish comes from. Was it farm raised or was it wild? The same goes for meat. It really matters what your meat eats. It really matters if cows are treated with hormones and antibiotics, because that's going to end up in your body, and it's not going to be good. It's not good for cows because they're getting sicker and sicker, and it's not going to be good for you, for a smaller animal, if you contaminate your own body with those antibiotics and hormones. And organic matters, guys. If your fruits and vegetables have stuff sprayed on that kills life, supposed to kill pesticides, believe me, if that accumulates in your body, you're going to feel it, and you're not going to perform well. You're not going to be healthy or full of energy. Same goes for dairy products. Same goes for eggs. Coffee, tea, in most cases, those products are kind of safe, but because you're the kind of person who cares about the environment, about our earth and future generations, and for them having good food supply, you should care about fair trade and organic and locally grown and having the least impact on the planet. You should care about that too. And the book talks a lot about that too. The book talks about smaller things like baby formulas, and how food companies would put, if you allow them, shit even in baby's food supply. Thanks God that the government regulates at least that. well enough, so almost all the baby food formulas has to have the same ingredient list, because babies, if there is something lacking in the only food they consume, they really gonna feel it. And there were a lot of deaths actually before food companies figured out what is needed to be in food formulas. But that just shows how irresponsible our food suppliers are these days. They care much more about profits and about sales than they care about my and yours health. And I want you to understand that. And I also want you to understand that marketing messages, the front packaging of any food, is designed to sell you things. Most of the stuff that packaging trying to sell you on the front cover, on the box, or on any kind of packaging is not designed to guide your healthier food choices. It's designed to sell you stuff, and no matter how good the food is, like even again avocados or strawberries or bananas, they're not evil foods, not bad foods, but claiming them to be superfood and something they should be eating in unlimited amounts, it's not truth. And food industry, food companies, they should not be trying to sell us unlimited amount of food. Each individual has a healthy limitation on the amount of food they can consume daily. And at this point, the food industries, like the market of foods, are quite satiated with the amount of calories per person that food producers produce. So what I want you to understand is that, one, food companies are going to sell you food till you are able to eat it. At this point, nobody really cares about your health and well-being. That's not truth, actually. There are brands appearing more and more that do care about the quality of their foods, but even they want to sell you more, and it's your choice, it's your responsibility to have some rules, to set some rules for yourself and your loved ones and your family, how to limit those food choices and how to design your food choices, your food environment, the way so that it supports your health. Food industry is not gonna do that for you. And when it comes to practice, again, the best food behaviors or habits that one can adapt and learn and master for health and longevity and energy levels is limiting the amounts of foods we eat and learning to stop before you are stuffed. Because again, even the healthiest foods can make you unhealthy if you eat too much of them. So how to control your portions without getting too messy about it, without getting into calories or in the mess of macros or any of that stuff. So here's your quick guide or few hacks that you can use to limit your portions, to limit the amount of food you eat, and to just have healthier eating habits and maintain healthier weight, healthier energy levels, and to be able to, at the end of the day, enjoy your food more. Because if you learn how to enjoy your food without causing any side effects, the food's going to be your friend, guys, and you'll get to enjoy your life even more. So let's get to business. Buy your foods. If you buy cooked foods or if you buy any foods that come in containers, buy that food in smaller containers. Try to add more variety, buy different kinds of foods, but in smaller containers, preferably in a container that represent your one single portion. And try to help your people who live with you, your maybe friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, your family, your kids, also learn the art of eating good size portions of the meal and be satisfied with it till your next meal. So when buying cooked foods, prepared foods, buy in the smaller containers. Then also you might buy some smaller dishes, because it's also proven by behavioral scientists, people who studied eating behaviors of people, that when we eat from smaller plates and put more food that seem like more food on a smaller plate, we tend to eat less and feel more satisfied with that food. So invest in some smaller plates, maybe even smaller utensils. It's also kind of fun, and you get to feel a kid again. So smaller plates. Eat slower. Like one of my hacks, even though I do not recommend always to do something while eating, but sometimes distracting yourself with maybe doing some diet reading, or maybe listening to an interesting podcast or a documentary may actually distract you from your food so much. And when you want to listen more carefully, you start automatically, at least that's what happens to me, chewing slowly and put your utensils between your bites. That's what happens to me when I listen to some podcast eating, or when I have my meals with someone. I get to talk, and then I also eat slower and chew my food better usually. So eat slower, and you'll also that will allow eating slower your stomach and your brain to register the satiation and nutrients in your food much faster, and that will help you to eat less of food. Whereas if you just kind of eat it all at once in 2 minutes, your brain and your stomach doesn't really have the time to register whether you ate enough or not enough. So eat slower. Snacks. When it comes to snacks or any kind of snacky foods or treats or sweets or anything, don't have those foods at home. Don't have them where you work. Treat them as special occasions. And if something like a cake or an ice cream, if you're the person who can eat the whole cake, I'm that kind of person, guys. If I decide to eat cake and there is a whole cake all to myself, I'm going to eat the whole thing. So one of the solutions that I have for myself, if I ever decide to eat cake, I'm going out with somebody and we go to a fancy place. Doesn't have to be fancy actually, but the place that you love. And I order piece by piece. And if I decide to eat the whole cake, well, I'm going to allow myself to order piece by piece that whole cake. But most often than not, of course, you're there with somebody, with your friends, or even by yourself, and you order that piece of cake and you eat it slowly and you enjoy it. And you are going to be much less likely to overeat and eat a lot of what you're not supposed to be eating in the first place, right? So when it comes to desserts, when it comes to sweet foods, treat it as a special occasions. Go to special places to have really nice treat once in a while and enjoy it. That's how those sweet foods, dessert foods are supposed to be enjoyed, not, watching some TV show, bucket of ice cream. That's not joy, and that's not normal. We just humans, tend to overeat on stuff that made to cause overeating. And snacks, when it comes to snacks, buy snacks in single serving containers. If those are nuts and you tend to overeat nuts, buy 30 grams of nuts. They sell those. And don't keep more than one at home. Have maybe one in your bag. Eat it when you need it, and buy the next one when you need it again. So snacks, buy single servings. And when it comes to desserts, when it comes to sweets, when it comes to treat foods, create a special occasions for that. Go enjoy it outside your house. Don't keep them at home. That's also going to promote healthier eating behavior if you have kids at home, or your spouses, or people who might have troubles with limiting the amount of unhealthy food they eat. That's going to help them to eat healthier too. Keep a lot of healthy whole foods like vegetables, like maybe fruits, salads, lean meats, or jerky to snack on. Have those at home instead of things that you might indulge in more than you should and then feel all guilty about that. And that's about it, guys. And restaurants. So when you go to restaurants, a lot of restaurants have humongous portions, and they also add a lot of oils, a lot of butters, and your lunch or dinner might end up being 2,000 calories really easily because of the cooking methods at restaurants. Share portions. When you go out to eat with somebody, share. It's fun. And you're going to eat twice less calories than you would if you ate it all by yourself. Do it, and the trend might catch up, and you'll be promoting healthy eating behaviors. So, to recap, guys, pay attention to the quality of foods that you buy. It really matters. All the shit that they put on our food supply, it's gonna end up in your body, and that, believe me, you gonna feel less energy, fatigue, getting sick more often, a lot of things. Pay attention to the quality of foods you eat. Number one, remember that no food company or very few food companies really care about the amount of food you eat and about your health and well-being. Most food companies design their product to sell you stuff. Even the healthiest ones eaten in excess can cause health problems. And then when it comes to managing your portions, managing the amount of foods you eat, remember there is no unlimited foods, and if you're bad at managing your portions with some food, find a way how to manage it properly, or just stop eating it all together. But in case you need some guidance, some hacks, and some help with that, buy foods in smaller containers, eat food from smaller plates, eat slowly, don't keep treats and snack at the house. Go out and make special occasions. Enjoy your treats once in a while, how they were meant to be enjoyed. Snacks, buy them in single serving containers, and at the restaurants, share your meals with people. And that's how you get to enjoy your food and your six-pack abs too. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you have any questions, always feel free to shoot me email to schedule your free Skype Q&A call to design your meal plan, your nutrition plan, your diet plan, your healthy living, healthy lifestyle plan, your exercise plan. Feel free to reach out. And till next time, eat better daily.